Hi, everyone, and welcome to Ignite and Flourish podcast. We are so happy to have you with us today. My name is Karen,
And I'm Leanne.
and we are going to be talking about something really important today, something that everybody has to go through at some time or other in their lives, and that is building resilience. So, I just wanted to start off with I saw a reel the other day on Instagram, and it was this guy having supper. So he had his plate of pasta, he had his glass of wine, and it was raining. It was raining on him, on his food, in the wine, and he was wiping his face off. And the caption said that he's manifesting big things. When you're manifesting big things in your life and things seems to be going really, really bad, but you stick it out because you know something better is coming.
Yes.
And it
yes,
is so
yes.
important. I've been through a lot of tough times, and I'm sure you have as well.
I don't think anybody hasn't.
Yeah.
To be honest.
And it's the way that you respond to things. We often go through things in life that we don't necessarily have control over what's happening, but our response, our power is in our response.
I love that because that's exactly it. How
Yeah.
you respond is everything.
It is. And it's either going to a situation can either make you better or bitter. So that's what we're going to. Our first point is going to be about embracing the change.
Okay.
You know, sometimes we push that change away. Things happen in our lives. And I use this analogy sometimes or this example. If you've been living in a big house all your life and now things have changed, now you have to downscale. And it's not always a nice feeling.
Yes.
But you can either be like, woe is me, look what's become of my life, look what's happening
Be
to me,
negative.
be negative about it. Or you can be like, okay, this is happening. I've had to downscale. I'm embracing this change. It's not the end of the world. Life is not all about things, but it's about people in my life that love me. It's about the things that I have, the insight, the strength that I have within me. So number one is embracing that change and saying,
that.
okay, you know what, things have happened to me. I can either be negative and like, look what is happening to me, or I can be grateful for everything that is around
and
me.
look for all the positive in that situation.
Yes,
because there
absolutely.
always is. But we
Yes.
tend to focus on the negative.
And what we focus on gets
Yes,
bigger. What
that's
we
what
focus on
happens.
grows. And that's what we need to avoid doing. It's good to acknowledge your feelings, but we can't dwell in that.
100%.
In that sense of self-pity and that sense of self-despair and look what is happening to me. But we actually need to take charge of our lives and be like, you know what I can find, the positive that I can find in the situation is what I'm going to do. And we are going to take it from here. So be thankful, be grateful. I know you always say that. If you're grateful
Yes.
for things,
I really feel you have to wake up with an
Yeah.
attitude of gratitude. And just as soon as you have that grateful heart and it's open, the negative almost can't come in.
yeah, absolutely.
And you just focus on all the positivity that surrounds you. And there's so much to be grateful for.
There is. There is. And I mean, even if you are in that, if you had to relocate to a smaller place or whatever happened in your life, you can say, you know what? I'm going to look at this and be grateful for what I have. I've got a roof over my head. I've got a warm shower. I've got a warm, cozy bed. I've got a warm meal. And that way, you will not only build that resilience with inside of you, but you will start seeing life in a different way, have a different perspective. So definitely number one is embracing that change and being flexible to adapt to different circumstances, because more often than not everything is going to stay the same forever. We go through our ups and our downs, and the downs is where we learn. I feel for me is where I've learned more about myself than the ups.
And that's what they say, the issues you go through in life actually makes you stronger.
Yeah.
And it builds character, it builds you up because you learn from that and you grow.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's it.
Absolutely. And the second thing for me is also having that strong support structure. Who in your life can you really lean on when things are going tough?
Well, definitely always my husband. He's always there for me. We're always bouncing ideas off each other. We say we also are our best friends. We're best friends because we're always there for each other no matter what.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to have that at least one person that you can go to and just to run something past or say, I'm really struggling today. I'm just having one of those days. And they give you that words of encouragement and just keep going and get you through that day if you're having a really bad.
Yeah, absolutely. And my partner as well. Yesterday I was going through it.
Is it?
And I'm always like a positive person, but there are some people that you can just let your guard down.
Yes.
where you can be like, you know what, I'm just not that strong girl today. I am feeling vulnerable, I'm feeling weak, I'm feeling negative in my mind. And you know that person that you go through is not going to feed your negativity and be like, yeah, you know what? Hey,
Life
you
is terrible.
life is terrible, like just give up. No,
Yes.
he's gonna be like, you know what, you've been through worse, or you've been through a situation before, and let's think of how you've overcome that,
Oh, I
and the
love
stronger
that.
person that you have become because of that.
Yes.
So, and that's also another point, is learning from your past experiences or drawing from your past experiences. Like I've mentioned before, I've also been through a divorce. And I thought to myself in that time, I was like, some nights I would just sit in
You
bed
think
and
this is
think,
the end.
this is the end.
Yeah.
Like, what am I going to do now? Because it was a complete life change for me. It
Okay.
was away from my home that I was living in, my job, my just a group of friends. I had to literally start from scratch. And I realized that I had such strength in me. And the people in my life
And
that were not
resilience as well.
resilience, and the people in my life who were not supposed to be there, who were feeding negativity. And you know, sometimes when you grow in life, and you've got those friends who don't want you to go past them,
Yes.
who
So
want,
they want to
yeah,
keep you there.
they've
on
got a
their
ceiling,
level.
they've got a ceiling for you, and the moment you
Yes.
try to break that ceiling, they're like,
They try and bring you back down.
absolutely. And
To their reality.
yes, to their reality. And I said, I heard something so powerful the other day. You cannot stay in a place where people do not see the value of you,
100%.
because you will shrink your gift to the size that they can stand.
That's it.
That is it. And you will remain that person that they want you to
In
be.
that box.
In that box. And I've grown and learned so much in this past 2 years that I was like, you know what, Karen, you are meant for so much more. I've started a company. I've started speaking at events. People have been asking me to come
I
and speak
love
at their
it. I love
events.
it. Yes.
And I mean, Leanne was actually, I was chatting to her about this morning. I was like, you know what, Leanne, I just thought somebody invited me to an event in Cape Town. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe I should just go, like, you know, for exposure. But this person asked me to charge, and I'm like, should I do it, you know? And Leanne is, of course.
Of course you must.
Of course, charge, and of course you're going to get it, and of course you're going to do
That's
it.
her value. That's her worth. And if you know your worth, you're going to charge for it. You're
Yes.
going to make sure, hello, I know my worth. And then you need to pay for my worth.
Yes, exactly. So having people like Leanne in your life, or like my partner, who, or like, you know, your
Encourages
husband, who
you.
encourages you, who says, you know what, you can get through this difficult time, and you
Yes.
can grow from it,
And do
and you
better.
can do things that you never even imagined doing.
Exactly. And that's
So,
what I love.
yeah.
That we've got so much in us that we forget
Yeah.
about, or we take for granted, or people around us tend to just keep us on their level.
Yes.
And we can do amazing things. We
Absolutely.
really are resilient. I mean, we've started this podcast. We were like, oh, shouldn't we? And look at us now.
Look at us now.
I mean,
And you know, we'll
lots of
just grow.
episodes in, and I guess so many people, you know, that message from that client or that somebody watching saying, you know what, I love this episode. It's like you were speaking to me. And it just makes you feel like even if you touch one person,
Absolutely.
it's worthwhile.
Absolutely. And that is what we're here for, to empower women, to make sure that you guys know that you can do so much more than you ever imagined. So just pushing yourself and putting yourself out of that comfort zone.
Stop limiting yourself.
Stop limiting yourself.
I love Jamie Kern always says, dream with the lid off. Stop limiting yourself. I mean, she was
Dream with the lid
self-made
off.
woman. I mean, she was of It's Cosmetics. She's really billionaire now because she dreamt with the lid off. She didn't listen to the no. She listened to a knowing.
Yes.
Inside.
Oh,
I love
wow.
that.
I love that.
She always says that, and it always resonates with me because we go through life listening to, oh no, you can't do that. Who do you think you are?
Yes.
Like, no,
that's it.
no. But if you listen to inside of you, your knowing, it makes such a big difference knowing that you are meant for more.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. And each of us have that talent or gifts or skills. And even in the difficult times, if we choose our response and we say, you know what, I'm going to make this a learning experience.
Yes.
And I'm going to see what I can actually pull out of myself, what I'm made of, then you will grow.
And everything is an opportunity in life. People, there's an opportunity in every little setback, every little negative situation. There is an opportunity to grow. You just have to be open to it, and that's
Be
the
open to
problem.
it,
Sometimes we're not.
Not, oh, and that fear as well. But fear
Yes.
and comfort will keep you in a place where you do not want to be. You need to step outside of that comfort zone,
Because nothing
and
grows in the comfort zone.
nothing grows there.
Yes.
And you will learn so much, as we said. And then also something that I'm very big on, and I know you are too, is self-care. Making
Yes.
sure that in this time, in this tough time, because when we're building resilience, is because we're going through something difficult. But we can't let ourselves go. And I'm not saying letting yourself go in terms of gaining weight or not doing your hair and your makeup. That is a part of it. But also knowing your self-worth and saying, you know what, I need to feed my body, I need to fuel my body, give it the right things, make sure that I'm nourished, making sure that I'm getting some movement in daily.
Movement, so
Whether it
important.
is just walking around the block, taking your dog for a walk, getting some fresh air, getting a different perspective, having a bubble bath.
Oh, that's my favorite.
That is. It was National Bath Day yesterday. Hey.
Oh, and we've got such amazing items.
Yes, we've got such a. We should have actually brought
We should
it.
have.
But we'll show you next time.
We
And if
will.
you want that catalog, just let us know and we'll
Exactly.
definitely send it to you. But self-care is just so, so important. Knowing your worth.
I think it's a big aspect
Yeah.
of us being us.
Yeah.
Is self-care, self-love. And I think if you don't take that time out, I know it's everybody always says it, but if you let your cup just run low and you don't keep refilling it, and part of self-care is learning to say no to others.
Absolutely.
Because that
Yes.
people pleasing is
It will kill you.
it will kill you. I've been there. I'm sure you've
Yes,
been there,
I
and
have,
you just
definitely.
wanted to please everybody,
At the
and
expense of yourself.
yes, because your self-care goes out of the window because you're always like, oh, okay, this weekend I'm just going to relax, and then there's this that comes up. Can you help me? Can you? And then you're just like, yes, yes, and then there we go. Your weekend's gone. You haven't had time for self-care, so you must learn to say no.
And you know that making sure that you set those healthy boundaries for the people around you so that they know, okay, this is Karen's boundaries. If she says no, it's no. She's not going to be disrespectful about it. I had no boundaries. I was like, what is a boundary? You know, people
you
would just
don't
walk
even know.
over me.
Exactly.
But making sure that you set those healthy boundaries. This is what I will and will not do. This is if I say no, it is. I don't need to even
You
put
don't
an
even
explanation.
explain.
You don't need
You
an
don't.
explanation.
I read that the
And
other
it's
day.
a little bit
Somebody
awkward
said,
sometimes.
yeah, somebody says, somebody said, who was it? I think it was Brene Brown was saying, you can say no and you don't have to explain why. And then my head was just like, oh, how do you not explain? Like, I always got over explanation, like, oh, I can't come because I have to do it. And actually, you don't have to explain.
You don't
Why?
have to explain.
If it's no, it's no.
Absolutely. And also, it is maybe a little bit awkward at first, but you need to build that strength in you to say no. Otherwise, you're just going to be run over. And that's also making sure if people do not respect your boundaries and they do not want to be in your life, that's also okay.
Yes.
That's okay. Because you need to make sure that you have the right people in your life. And then also setting goals during this time. Sometimes we have this challenge and it's just this big chunk. And we're like, how are we going to tackle this? But making sure that you break those challenges up into small steps to make sure that it's okay. I can handle this step today. I can handle this step. I can maybe unpack this box today, or I can handle this task today. Not see the whole big picture and be like so overwhelmed by it. But take a little. How do they say? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So that's also what we need to do with these challenges as well.
100%. And I know Robin Sharmas and all that always say that, like you're saying, how to eat an elephant, but also there's a book out called Eat That Frog.
Okay.
And it's about eating the biggest, fattest frogs first in the morning. So tackling those biggest things first in the morning,
Yes,
because
that's a
it
good
also
idea.
gives you that resilience to carry on. You've tackled it. You feel good about, okay, the biggest issue or whatever it is for the day is done. I've done it. Tick. And then it gives you almost that power to carry on and do the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And at the end of the day, it's nice to actually just have a refresher. Oh, I completed this. I completed this. It's just a nice feeling going to bed knowing I've been very productive for the day and things got done.
Yes, and also I love ticking stuff off of my diary. Like, writing.
I'm a ticker.
Tick,
I think
tick,
all
tick.
women love ticking off.
To make sure that you've actually accomplished something that day, and that is so important.
I love it.
And something that I also, during the time when I was going through it, like going through the divorce, I was like, I need a sense of direction, because I had obviously left home, left my job, left all these things and said, okay, Karen, you know what? we're starting fresh, you can do this, you've done it before, you can do it again. In terms of like, building myself. And I just needed in those tough times a sense of direction. And I feel that's so important, because if you're just like walking through life directionless, you also feel like that sense of building the resilience, that sense of staying positive, it's going to like fade away. So I feel like you need that direction to keep yourself motivated. Okay, this is what I'm going to do now, whether it be starting your own business. These are my talents, and I'm going to work towards that. Take one step towards that every day, and that will give you a direction, a purpose, and give your life some meaning.
And have those goals written down as well,
Yes.
so that you can go back and see and just be like, wow, I completed this, let's move on to the next one, and have those action steps to get to those goals as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Writing things down is so important, and also with manifesting it,
Yes.
putting it out there and reading that out loud every day, making sure, okay, if I'm feeling a little bit directionless today, these are what my goals are. This is where I want to see myself. Like I always say with my partner in my company, we do corporate wellness.
Yes.
And I always say, I've got the Thomas and Fisher. We are the leading corporate wellness company in South Africa. And that is you putting it out there. And slowly by slowly, you start taking, you can't just put it out there and not do anything. You take those actionable steps every day. And I read something the other day. It says, make sure that each day that passes, you are adding one brick to the life that you want to build. So whether it be like, it takes us back to those smaller steps that we have to take every day.
Yes.
Just add one brick, because you cannot build the whole house. How do they say Rome wasn't built in one day? So just adding that one brick to your dream every day will give you not only a sense of direction and purpose, but just like, I am accomplishing something. I am capable of doing difficult things. And I think that we all are. We are capable of doing difficult things. Yeah.
We have to believe in ourselves. I think is a big
So important.
Yes.
Believe that you're able to do that. Have that confidence in yourself, because sometimes we have so much confidence in other people's skills and abilities. But it's like when it comes to us,
we fail to believe in ourselves.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of self-worth, self-love, is to believe in yourself.
You were telling me earlier on that when you started speaking, because now you do wellness events, you're a speaker and all of that, and people obviously pay you for your time, pay you for your talent, that you were shaking, you would actually shake.
Yes, and I did it, shaking and all. And that's what I say. Even if you have to do it scared, you have to do it fearful, you have to do it shaking like I did in the beginning, you'll get over it, and you always have those people in your corner. I've got some really amazing friends that said, come speak at my company, and I was like, me? Yes, you've got this, you can do this. And I would do it shaking, and now I love doing it, and it becomes part of yourself.
Yes.
And people will see that, and will see your talent in you that you don't even see.
That you don't see. Yeah,
Yes.
It's true. But I hope that you took something away from our podcast today. As always, please remember to give it a like and subscribe. And please do comment your thoughts. We reply to all of our comments. Leanne, did you have a good time?
Oh, it was amazing, as usual. I love doing podcasts with you. These episodes are so nourishing and value. So I just love it.
Yes. And I hope that you enjoyed it too. Have an amazing day, and we will see you again soon. Bye.